guys, NFL Weekly Predictions. Welcome back. We are in Week 11, and it's about time to make our picks. All right. Well, I see you're wearing the hat of shame, Steve, again, and I see you're really deep in thought. What are you ruminating about over there? Please expound.
Well, actually, I won another week of picks, but I am wearing the hat of shame. I am still last overall.
It is comfy. It is comfy.
Yeah, it's cold out. But I was thinking, and that's what I was thinking.
Oh, is that your thinking?
I was
Cap?
thinking.
Is that your thinking?
I was thinking that you see, anybody that doesn't listen to me means their picks are crap. That's what it is. Because I have won more weeks, even though I'm in last place overall, than anybody here.
I see.
So you should listen to me. I had one bad week.
So you won this week. How did you do? What was your
9-5?
Okay,
which is still below my average.
I went 8-6. Sizzle, how did you do?
7-7.
Okay. So where does that put us on the year now?
Overall, you are 93, 51-1, and Steve and I are tied with 92, 52-1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, he says. All right. Well, then how come I've won more weeks than you?
I'm not worried about that.
Oh, okay.
That's meaningless.
Well, it's meaningless. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I get it.
Whoever stands atop the mountain at the end is what really matters.
Oh, who stands atop of the mountain at the end. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Well, let's do some picks. What do we got?
Well, our first game is the Thursday night game, Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 3.
You go ahead.
All right.
I'm going to think.
The Cardinals have a decent football team, and Kyler Murray's really taken them places. But the Seahawks are they're too good. I've got this as a really close game, though. This is an in-division game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this one. The Seahawks win, but I only see them winning by 1 or 2. This is going to be tight. No cover. Seattle wins.
All right. Well, I don't even know why I was in thought on this because it really boils down to one thing, and that is, the Seahawks going to lose 3 straight? I think not.
Unlikely, yeah.
The Russell Wilson, I don't even remember him losing 3 straight in his career. Really? So I'm taking the Seahawks.
Sizzle, who you got?
I'm taking the Seahawks as well.
Okay.
Everybody's riding with Seattle.
Everybody's riding with Seattle.
Going to Sunday's games, starting with our 1 o'clock games. We have the Steelers at the Jaguars. Pittsburgh is favored by 10.
This is another one of those easy pick games. I mean, we're all taking the Steelers. I think that goes without saying. If somebody's feeling froggy and they want to take Jacksonville, hey, more power to them, but it's not going to be me. The Steelers win this easily. The question is, are they going to cover the spread? A 10-point spread. The Steelers are a 10-point favorite in this. The Jaguars, unfortunately, if you're a Jacksonville fan, I feel really bad for you. This is just not a good time. They appear to be going from bad to worse. They're not getting it better. I don't really see any reason for hope. Steelers win big. They cover.
Well, we both agree that the Steelers are not going to win every game.
Correct, yeah.
And this is the game that they're more likely to lose because how many times do you see it? That
it could be a trap game.
A trap game. These good teams play these bad teams, and then the next thing you know, and the Steelers played Cincinnati last week. They beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, now another quote unquote bye week. Maybe they're going to slough off. I wouldn't take the spread. There's no way. I would take the Jags and the points. But I have to pick the Steelers because I don't even know who's going to be the quarterback of the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I don't even know. So, but with that in mind, I got to take the Steelers. What do you got, Susan?
I'm taking the Steelers as well.
All right, next game.
Our next game is the Lions at the Panthers. Carolina is favored by 1.5.
Okay. Well, you want to go first? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
This is the game that I'm going to blow. The Lions, every year they win 5-6 games, and they're better than that. They really are. I mean, when you got Matthew Stafford at quarterback, you got to win more than 5 or 6 games.
Doesn't it seem like they always have won 6 games? Even when they had Barry Sanders, they won 6 games every season.
For some
reason.
reason.
It's just like in history, they always win 6 games, maybe 7.
I root for the Lions because they're kind of exciting. They do make exciting plays. But Teddy Bridgewater, on the other hand, this guy, I mean, you know what? I can't say enough about Teddy Bridgewater because, I mean, really, when you think about it, you get rid of Cam Newton because, and here's a former MVP, this, that, and the other. You bring in Teddy Bridgewater. You're worried about Cam's health, right? Mm-hmm. Got to get rid of him. So you get a guy who's had operations on both his knees, has never made it through a season, and what does he do? He is winning. I mean, and when he doesn't win, he plays very well. I think he's had 1 or 2 bad weeks this year. I'm very impressed.
There's a very big reason for that, though. The Panthers have actually invested in their offensive line and revamped it and improved it greatly. And what was the point of getting rid of Cam Newton? That's something they should have done over the last 6 seasons with Cam Newton, 5 or 6 years at least. Their offensive line has been garbage for a while. If they would have just done that over the last 5 or 6 years, then they would have been fine. There's no real reason for them to even ship off Cam Newton if they're just going to, they're going to beef up the offensive line anyway. All credit to Bridgewater, seriously. Coming back from those big injuries, all credit due to him. It's a hard road. Maybe not as hard as Alex Smith climbed, maybe not as hard as Dak has climbed, but it was a tough road back, and I hand it to him. But, yeah, I mean, if they could have been successful the last couple of years, don't you think, if they would have helped Cam Newton out and he wasn't living on his backside?
Well, I like Cam Newton. Well, I have a love-hate relationship with Cam Newton, but I'm not going to dwell on the Panthers. I think that I got to pick them. Vegas says they're going to win. I'm going to roll with them because I don't really have much of a choice here. I got to go with the favorite.
Yeah, I don't particularly like anybody in this game. I mean, they're both mediocre teams. They're competent, but I'll take the Panthers. I know they're at home, and home field doesn't mean as much as it used to. In fact, going into this Sunday, I don't know if you were aware of this, the home team in the NFL was under 500 going into Sunday, which I thought was very interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, and that's unheard of. And that's, of course, because, COVID's keeping all the fans
Are
away.
the Jags at home?
They are at home, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Mark that on your calendar, kids. Mark that on your calendar. Did you hear what he said? The home teams are below 500. Maybe the Steelers will do this. I got to go with the Panthers. Go ahead.
I'm taking the Panthers. I do think they'll cover.
Sizzle, what do you got?
I'm also taking the Carolina, the Panthers.
All right. What do we got next? What's up?
Next, we have the Patriots at the Texans, and New England is favored by 2.
Well, speaking of Cam Newton.
Yeah, we were just talking about him.
Well, just speaking of Cam Newton, man, I gotta take it off to the Patriots this year. They have been playing as good as they possibly can have played with all the players that have opted out, all the problems that they've had. The practice facilities closed. I mean, COVID running wild in their locker room, all that stuff. Cam getting sick. I'm taking the Patriots over the Texans. That's just how I'm feeling.
The Patriots, other than that 1 week that they got blown out and Belichick got embarrassed, and had one of the worst losses of his career. Other than that one game, I mean, they've kind of been competitive, and they've hung around in every game, and they've fought and clawed their way back to almost 500. They're 4-5 right now. And the Texans are just garbage. I mean, look, the Patriots offense is a mess. It is. The Patriots offense is a mess. It's one of the worst, maybe the worst in the entire American Football Conference. But they're better than the Texans. I've got to believe the Patriots win, and they'll cover. Sizzle, who do you have in this? Patriots or Texans?
I'm taking the Texans.
Wow. That's the end of you. I don't have to worry about you anymore. Just That's the end of you. All right.
Okay.
Next
what do
game.
we got next?
We have the Titans at the Ravens. Baltimore is favored by 6.5.
You go ahead.
The Titans have really not looked the same. They seem to hit a wall after week 6, week 7, and they've just been sliding down. It's been kind of sad to see. This team started off 6-0, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, and now they're, I believe they're 6-3 now. They started off 5-0. Now they're 6-3. It's just not looking all that great for them. and now they're going into Baltimore. I still think the Titans are going to bounce back, and they will, make the playoffs, and they might even have a playoff win. But Baltimore's just a little too strong for them. The 6.5-point spread seems a little high for me, though. I like the Ravens to win, but I don't think they'll cover that.
Well, here's another game. Titans have lost 3 straight. Can they lose 4?
Right.
Do you really think that team will lose 4 straight?
The way they've looked, yes. The last few weeks, they have been flat.
How about the Ravens' offense? How have they looked?
Not too impressive either, but you know what? The Ravens' defense is tighter than the Titans. The Titans don't have a bad defense. The Ravens have I think they have enough.
I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans here.
Okay.
Because they've lost,
3 in a row, right?
and the fact that I think the Ravens at this point, they're going through a little bit of disarray. I think the Titans realize that the season's on the line. They've lost 3 straight. If they want to have decent seeding in the playoffs, if they want, they can't keep spiraling down. I got to go with the Tennessee Titans. Sizzle, who you got?
I'm also taking the Titans, Steve.
One thing has become obvious to me over the last couple of weeks, and that's that the Ravens are not the same team they were last year. They're just not even close, and they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. That much has become apparent.
Well, I said at the beginning of the year that there's going to be a team to make it to the Super Bowl. Nobody predicts to make it to the Super Bowl. Now, that may be my Seattle Seahawks. Because I don't think anybody had them. People had the Cowboys, they had the Packers, they had Tampa Bay, they had, the Saints, and they weren't talking about the Seahawks. And I think Seahawks are going to slip in there. On the AFC, I'm not really certain, but I know it will not be the Chiefs. The Chiefs will not go to the Super Bowl or win it. The Chiefs will not win the Super Bowl. I'm just telling you, I just got a feeling about that. I'm not really certain entirely what's going on, but all right, let's go to the next game. Well, no, Sizzle, you got it. You picked. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes,
let's go to the next game here. Go ahead. Come on.
Our next game is the Eagles at the Browns. Cleveland is favored by 3.
Wow. The Battle of the Bums.
Yeah.
And the reason I say the Battle of the Bums is this. What has Baker Mayfield really done this year? Nothing. What has Carson Wentz really done this year? Nothing. What do you got to say about these 2 clowns?
I hate to pick Cleveland. Right now they're 6-3, and that's just.
Welcome to 2020.
Right, hashtag 2020. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the Browns being 6-3, and this isn't going to last. It's not like the Browns are going to end up with 11 wins. It's just not going to happen. And every time they look good, and Sizzle and I have talked about this numerous times, every time the Browns look good, they turn around the next week and they fall flat on their face, and they look like the clowns that the Cleveland Clowns are. But then you have the Eagles. The Eagles, that entire NFC East division we've discussed before is complete dumpster fire. However, the Eagles have that defense. They have that really competent defense. This is going to be a very good and close game, I believe. I think this is going to be really entertaining.
Well, who you got?
I'm taking the Browns. I do think they'll cover because it's only a 3-point spread, or what is it? Yeah, it's 3-point spread. I think they'll cover that. But this is going to be a close and hard-fought match. I think this might be more entertaining than you anticipate.
The reason I'm going to take the Browns as well, and the reason I'm taking the Browns is because the Cowboys have to be involved somehow. And if they lose, then the Cowboys have a chance, and that's where the drama comes in. That's where the TMZ comes in, because the Cowboys, which game we'll talk about here a little bit later on, the Cowboys have to have a chance, and so for them to have a chance, for the TMZ to come out, the Browns have to win this game. So I'm going with the drama, and I'll take the Browns.
I'm also taking the Browns.
I'll tell you this, though, Steve, since we were talking about the Eagles, I just really quick, I got to mention, I've completely given up on Carson Wentz. I've given up on him. I don't think he's got what it takes anymore. I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went. I'm here all week, folks. But yeah, I'm definitely off Carson Wentz. I don't see him ever really having success again.
Well, I don't know what Carson Wentz is doing there. All I know is the dogs are going crazy because you're dogging Carson Wentz, and the dogs love the Eagles. But everybody's got the Browns here. We can talk about that another day, the Carson Wentz situation. Let's go to the next game.
Well, we start our 4 o'clock games with the Falcons at the Saints. New Orleans is favored by 5.
Don't take the spread. I can tell you that right now. No matter what team you take, don't take the spread. I wouldn't take the spread here.
Why is that?
Well, first off, the Falcons and Saints are about as big a rivalry as the Cowboys and Redskins, the Eagles and Giants, the Steelers and Ravens. Shall I go on? I mean, if you live in Atlanta or New Orleans, trust me, there's something. I don't know why these teams are like this, but you talk to anybody who's a Falcon fan that lives in Atlanta, and they're going to tell you, I hate the Saints. Where this came from? I grew up in Atlanta, and I don't even know where it came from. So, but they hate the Saints. The Saints. Who's going to be the quarterback?
Well, it's going to be Jameis Winston, but you're going to see a heavy dose of Taysom Hill as well.
Yeah, they can't.
And that's what's going to be interesting. Is this game is all about Jameis Winston. It is. It's all about Jameis Winston. Everybody wants, and not for the reason that some people might think. Some people want to watch this game because they want to see if Winston is going to chuck the ball 50 times and throw it all around the field, without care, and put up those gaudy, 400+ yard numbers. Right. I'm really interested in this game because I want to see if Winston has been able to get a hold on his decision making. I want to see if he's still going to be throwing the ball, throwing too many 50-50 balls the way he used to. Mm-hmm. And this is going, the whole reason that he went on this 1-year contract to New Orleans was so that he could study under one of the best offensive systems that there is. Sean Payton and Drew Brees, study under them and learn. It's been a half a season now, okay, under some of the best guidance and leadership that the NFL, offensive-minded, that the NFL has to offer. And we're going to see what Jameis Winston is really made of. If he comes out and he gives up 3 interceptions in this game, then it's completely hopeless. He's never going to be that guy. This is a huge test for Jameis Winston. And not only is it a huge test to see, if he's got his decision-making under control. It's going to be a huge test to see how much money he's going to be making in the offseason. He's going to get a big contract offer from somebody. You know that. So but it's not going to be as big as it could be if he's out there throwing the ball, without abandon.
Well, who you got?
I've got the Saints. The only thing that bothers me about this really is the point spread. And yeah, I'm going to stay away from the point spread. No cover on this.
No.
It's going to be a pretty close game.
It always is.
I really think the Falcons have improved, and I don't think they're as bad as they are on paper, as bad as their record says. I really don't. They're a competent football team, and if they're going to beat the Saints, it's going to be this week. But I think the Saints will outlast them.
I'm taking the Saints too, and the reason why is because they got Alvin Kamara. I mean, Jameis Winston doesn't have to throw the ball 50 times a game.
Yeah, that's a fair
The
point.
Falcons will probably say, let's stop Kamara, force Jameis Winston to throw the
exactly
ball,
what they're gonna do.
See if they're going to do, how many picks is he going to throw, and if they beat us, they beat us. And I think Kamara is going to beat the box, personally. I just think he is. I don't think Jameis Winston is going to have to work as hard as some people think he is. I'm taking the Saints. Sizzle, who you got?
I'm taking the Saints as well.
All right, next game.
Our next game is the Bengals at Washington, and Washington is favored by 1.5 points.
I'll start off with this one. I'm taking the Redskins to win this game because of their defense.
They don't exist anymore. You're taking the football club.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Go fighting football club.
I told you I was going to be saying that all year long.
You've actually been very good about
I'm not going to.
I've only caught you doing it.
I'm
like
not going to be
times.
used to this, But I will say this. I almost forgot to mention this. Let me just mention this. It was 2 weeks ago. We said something jokingly about the ATL Falcons. And I said because we called them that, they will lose, and they did. We did not call them that this week.
Until just now.
Till just now. I want to point that out. Okay, all right. So the Redskins Bengals. Here we go. Redskins Bengals.
Excuse me, that's the Washington Football Club.
The football clubs.
Sorry.
That's 5.
Redskins Bengals.
You're so good. All right, now he's just doing it on purpose.
Yeah, you're right. I am. The Washington Football Club has a great defense. Alex Smith. Wow. What can you say about this?
Yeah.
He leads the team back from the depths of doom last week. I mean, it was down, 20 points?
I don't think, what did he throw the ball, 45 times or something? Like, I don't think Alex Smith ever threw the ball that much in one game in his entire career.
I don't know, but I can tell you this. Alex Smith is a miracle. I mean, a miracle from God. Because this man has had horrific things happen to him in his career. First, he starts, we're not going to go there. Let's just pick the game. If you don't know what's happened to Alex Smith, look it up.
Wiki.
But I'm taking the Redskins to win. I'm sorry. That time
That's
I didn't mean to do that. Will you stop picking on me? I'm taking the Washington football team to win this game over my favorite quarterback, Joe Burrow, who's really exciting, but he's not going to win this week. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got the Bengals in an upset in this. I love Alex Smith on a personal level. You know, he's a former 49er. And he also had some success in Kansas City. I've always thought that he was an underappreciated quarterback, good game manager. You know, doesn't throw the ball away. He's not one of these. He's like the complete opposite of Jameis Winston. He really is. He's a guy who will hang on to the ball when he needs to and not, force risky throws down the field. It's a short West Coast passing kind of offense. Good game manager. A lot of things to like about Alex Smith. The guy that you saw last week is not Alex Smith. And I mean, if he's completely reinvented his game, and this is really who he is now, then good for him. But I find that doubtful. He's certainly not going to be throwing the ball 50 times in this game. Joe Mixon is coming back probably for Cincinnati this week, and I think that's going to make a difference. I like the Bengals to win in an upset, and in fact, this is going to be my lock of the week.
Now I know the Washington football team's going to win. You've been horrible on your locks of the week all year long, so I feel good about my pick. Sizzle, who you got?
Well, I was going to pick Cincinnati, but I think I'm going to ride with Washington.
Oh, the man who's in the lead. The man who's got it all. He says Joe Burrow. Joe Mixon fixin'. No, he won't fix nothing. The Washington football team will win this game. Next game.
We have the Jets at the Chargers, and the Chargers are favored by 8.5.
I'm taking the Lions.
Actually, you took the Panthers, but okay.
Anyways,
I don't know why you're bringing the Lions up.
I don't know either. I'm sorry. The Jets and the Chargers. I mean, come on. Are the Jets going to win a game?
Look, you say Jets versus, and I'm taking whoever's after the versus before you even say who it is.
Right.
Could be the Jets versus the Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars. Oh, but the Jets are at all. I'm taking the Jaguars.
Right.
It could be the Jets against the Cubs, and I wouldn't take the Jets.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so we have the Chargers versus the Ocala High School football team, which. The Jets are just a mess. And I feel sorry for Jets fans in the city of New York. All they've gone through this year, and now they got to go through this with them and the Giants, although the Giants are starting to look promising. I'm taking the Chargers here. It's an easy pick. Can we move to the next game?
Yeah, they'll cover
Unless
too.
you got any
Sizzle,
news.
who do you got?
I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay, here we go. Next game.
Big shock.
Our next game is the Dolphins at the Broncos. Miami's favored by 3.
All right, well, let me talk to the genius over here, the guy who's leading the picks, the guy who says he's unstoppable. He's the man who ridiculed the decision to put Tua in, and I said, you're right. I said, the man, Fitzgerald, is playing great, but the Dolphins have a plan. and their plan does not include Ryan Fitzpatrick. They felt good about Tua's health. I said they got these draft picks. They're trying to get young. They're winning games. The coaching staff has been amazing. The defense. And what I tell you, if you got a great defense, that they help that quarterback out, that rookie quarterback out. Okay? And that's what the Dolphins did. They had the same plan, and I said, this is the blueprint for success. So not only do they have a defense, they got a running game. They got a young quarterback who's exciting. I don't think he can win forever. He's going to lose a game, but he won't lose to the Broncos. I'm not seeing it, but of course the Broncos will probably win. I'll have an egg on my face. I'll be wearing the hat like this next week if this happens. Go ahead, you tell me.
No, I agree with you. The Dolphins, Tua has looked good so far. I mean, but then again, that first game, he threw for 97 yards. I'm not forgetting.
He didn't have to. Though.
I'm not forgetting that. But you're right. It's a lot easier for a rookie quarterback to win when you have a competent defense that's going to help bail you out.
And
that's absolutely true. And a running game.
Yeah. That's how you build a franchise.
And the Dolphins, I mean, from week to week, you're not exactly sure who's going to run the ball, but they still managed to get something done on the ground. And who do they got now? Myles Gaskin, is it? Or, no, they've got someone else in here new. That they picked up in August off of waivers. His name's not coming to me now. Mm-hmm. But he would look good last week. The Dolphins will win this and they'll cover. The Broncos, they just don't have hardly anything going for them. Drew Lock has been underwhelming. So yeah, I've got to pick the Dolphins to cover. Sizzle, who you got?
I'm taking Miami.
All of us riding with the Fins.
The Fins. Next game.
Cowboys at Vikings. Minnesota is favored by 7.5.
Cowboy fans, did you hear that? The Minnesota Vikings are favored by 7.5. The Minnesota Vikings, the team that has just barely won their last two games, playing the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, the silver and blue.
If you would have said that this line was going to be 7.5 in Week 11 in the preseason to Dallas
what
Cowboys
preseason?
fans. Oh, okay, well, right, very good, very good. But during training camp before the season, if you would have told Dallas Cowboys that in Week 11 they were going to be playing the Vikings and the Vikings would be favored by over a touchdown, do you think they would have? They would have screamed and hollered, and that's outrageous. They wouldn't have been able to comprehend it. You're a Cowboy fan, am I wrong?
I would have been like, what are the Vikings going to do?
I'm
Holy
gonna
cow. We're going to have
right
the
now,
greatest season ever.
If I was living in Las Vegas right now, I'd take the Cowboys in the points. Because I said this before, nobody wins or loses better than the Dallas Cowboys. This game will not be 8 points for the Vikings.
And I agree with you again on this one. I hate to agree with you on too much, but
You taking the Vikings?
I'm taking the Vikings, but I do
Are
believe...
you taking the Vikings, Steve?
Me?
Yeah.
You know who's my team, right? Who's the team? What's the team? I can't say it. But
I know.
I am a big Minnesota Viking fan. I have been since a child. I've never left that team. I'm enamored by the purple.
And this is the first time he's actually announced that.
We're all taking the Vikings,
Yes.
looks like. I just think the Cowboys are playing for pride right now, and I think there's a chance Dalton might be back in there. But
He is. He's going to play.
He's going to be back.
He's gonna
Okay.
play.
And, Dalton, at worst, he is a competent game manager. I will give him that. I think Dallas is really. I've seen something in them the last couple of weeks that they're trying to fight back. They don't want to go. They don't want to finish the season with like 3 wins. They're really going to be fighting in this. They're going to keep it close. Check. All right.
Yes.
You lost your mic.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry
he's
about
back.
that.
He's back. It's
That's
all
okay.
good.
All right. What's our next game, Sizzle?
Our next game is the Packers at the Colts. Indianapolis is favored by 2.
Packers, Colts, Indianapolis favored by 2. You go first. I've been going
This
first.
is one of my 2 upsets. This is my upset of the week.
The Colts.
The Colts are favored by 2, and the Colts have been looking significantly. They've looked pretty damn decent the last few weeks. I keep saying I'm not a believer in any team that's got Phillip Rivers at the helm, and I stand by that. But at the same time, This was not an easy one to pick, but the Packers are just too strong. I mean, they're one of my Super Bowl favorites this year. I've got to take the Packs. The Pack. This is my upset of the week.
All right. First off, I'm glad that you're going out on a limb and picking the Packers, who should be favored by at least 2 points.
Yeah, they should be the favorite in this.
But he's going with the
I said it again
underdog.
last week. What is it about Vegas odds makers and the Colts? They are absolutely in love with Indianapolis this year, and I just don't understand it.
Well, it's working out for them. They're still in business. Well, I'm taking the Packers to win. I'm taking the Packers to win this game. Although I would like to see I would like to see the Colts win, and not because I don't like the Packers. It's because if the Colts win, things are going to get really interesting on the playoff picture.
Yeah.
So I would like to see the Colts win this game, but I'm taking the Packers.
I'm taking the Packers as well.
All right, next game.
Our next game is the Chiefs at the Raiders. Kansas City is favored by 7.
Sunday Night Football.
That is correct. Sunday Night Football.
All right. Well, the Raiders are your team, so you talk first.
I am actually undecided on this game.
You're undecided.
Yes.
Oh, you're waiting for...
I wanted to hear what you guys had to say before.
I see. You're waiting for the experts.
The one time we let her go first.
And she
the
said
one
the
time
experts.
and she defers. That's all right. That's all right. I'll start off.
Right. I'm glad the Giants aren't
No
playing
problem.
this week.
No problem.
All right,
Stop it, Steven.
Go ahead.
Chiefs are favored by 6.5 on this, or a 7. I'm sorry.
7.
Yeah. I'm going for the Chiefs to cover, but this is going to be a really fun game. The Raiders are decent, and they are at home. And this could be a really high-scoring game. The over-under on this is 51.5. I'm sorry,
56.5.
Oh! No, I'm not doing that. I was looking at the wrong over. Yeah, no, I'd go under on the 56.5. That's too strong. But the Chiefs win, then they'll cover. But this is going to be a good football game. And if you told me that the Raiders were going to win, I mean, that wouldn't totally shock me.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's not going to shock you because I am going to pick the Raiders to win this game.
All right.
Lessons learned over the weeks. I mean, when you think about it, again, I say it week after week after week. That's why I had one. I had one bad week of picks, and overall, I have crawled back. See, when you're 6-5 games down, to be within one game of having the championship, having one game of the championship, that means, you have to win. You have to win week after week after week. And the Chiefs have done that. And they played bad teams all year. And they look real good playing them. But this week, it's a divisional game. It's in Las Vegas. The Raiders are going to win this football game because they hate the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs, the Chiefs are that big fancy sports car. Oh, it looks so pretty cleaned up. It goes really fast. You know what I'm saying? And the Raiders, they got some trucks. They got a big truck.
Got the Bronco.
With big tires, and they are going to just, push their way down the field. Chiefs are going to score like this. And then that defense of theirs is going to get tired. The Raiders are going to wear them out, and they're going to win this game. This will be an exciting contest. I expect to see something amazing, and I might even take the over.
Steve going with the 7-point underdog. All right.
I'm taking the Raiders to win this game.
Absolutely. No problem.
Okay.
What do you got, Sizzle? Who's winning?
I'm riding with the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yes.
All right.
That's who I had thought to pick, but I wanted to see what you guys had to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead. And we have one more game. What do we got, Sizzle?
Our Monday night football game are the Rams at the Bucks. Tampa Bay is favored by 4.
Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Los Angeles Rams.
I told you that was a one-game aberration when they scored 3 points. I told you that.
Okay. Well, you go first then, since you got all this Tampa Bay knowledge. Go ahead. Come on. Talk to me.
Buccaneers in this. I respect the Rams' defense. I do. And the Rams are – the problem is the Rams are not great on offense. That's their problem. And, I mean, they're going to test the Buccaneers. The defense is led by Aaron Donald is very good, and I respect them. I do. But the Buccaneers, considering what they did last week, I'm not even going to lie to you, Steve. I watched that game pretty intently last week, and it almost looked like they weren't even trying. It looked like Tampa Bay was just set on cruise control. They didn't have any kind of problems moving the ball, scoring. As a matter of fact, if Brady hadn't have had some errant passes in the first half, they would have rolled up close to 60 points. I mean, there was one where he badly over missed Antonio Brown. Brown was breaking toward the middle, and Tampa Tom overthrew him by about 5 yards and to the left as if he was going to break toward the sideline, and immediately he started banging his helmet several times. He was all on Tom. It was a terrible misfire. So I still worry about him throwing deep down the field, but with these playmakers that they have, they don't really need to throw it deep down the field. Like I said, that could have been a lot worse last week. They could have scored even more points. I see no problems with the Buccaneers covering the spread and beating the Rams. Bucks win. What do you got?
Well, I have inside information.
Ha 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 ha.
This game is played where?
It's in Tampa.
In Tampa. I have inside information. A friend of mine who knew a friend whose uncle's sister knows a guy who just so happens to be one of them, what you call them, tough guys, you know, they wear the suits and everything with their fancy shoes. And I think there's a bounty that's been placed on Tom Brady's head, and Aaron Donald is going to cash it in. Tom Brady will not make it through this football game. He will be hurt. They are going to penalize. They're going to do whatever it takes to knock this guy out of the game. But it won't work. Bucks win. No, the Bucks are going to win this game. Look, I'm really close to picking the Rams here. The Rams are probably one of the most underrated teams in the league. Their defense is starting to come together. Jalen Ramsey, he's not playing Derrick Henry.
Right.
Okay? There's nobody on the Bucks that's just going to push him aside. Okay? But who's he going to cover? I mean, you got Mike Evans, you got Godwin, you got Antonio Brown.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Sizzle, who you got?
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
We're all riding with the Bucks.
Well, riding with
Fire the cannons.
I don't know, man. I might flip.
Well, this is your opportunity. That was the last game, so you have an opportunity to change one of your picks. Do you wish to change?
Well, I don't know. I guess I could stay with Tampa Bay because how many picks do I have against you? I got the Raiders. You don't. Okay.
You have 3, Steve, against Jay.
I have the Washington
you have
football team,
3
which I
against
just
me.
pronounced correctly, and you don't. I have,
Tennessee.
and that's it.
Tennessee.
I got
Against
Tennessee
Baltimore.
over the Ravens, and you don't. So I got 3. I'm only risking 3. I'll stick with the Bucks. With the Bucks. I'm not willing to go that far out if I'm going to win this pick segment this year. But I will tell you, the Rams could win this game very easily. But I'm going to take the Bucks. The Bucks will win. It's coming back. It's coming back to me.
All right, we'll see if I can spread my 1-point gap over you this week.
You won't.
All right, well, good luck, everybody. Thanks for joining us on NFL Weekly Predictions. We will see you next week. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget you can always let us know your picks. And you know what? We've talked about this. If you end up posting your picks and you habitually do better than us, then maybe we'll have you on as a guest on a future
You will
episode
come
of the
and
show.
be a guest on the show, and I will be glad to wear this hat and serve you cheese and wine. Because you'll be whining on the following week's picks when I kick your ass. And for those people that don't want to like and subscribe, I'm glad. I'm glad you're not liking and subscribing, because that means you think you know more than us, but you don't. Did you realize this? And I want to let you in on this. I want to let you in on this. This is a secret.
Educate me.
I'm going to educate you.
Teach me,
I
teacher.
did the research.
All right.
Okay, I did the research. And you can Google it. Google it. Google it. 250, count them, analysts between CBS, NBC, ABC, ESPN, Fox Sports, and they all got an NFL Network. All these NFL shows. There's a list that you can Google. You can Google and find out what the total is for the year. What the total is for the year. Now, these are people that have played the game. These are people that are supposedly on television making millions and millions of dollars. You know where we rank? Do you know? Do you know? What is that record again, Sizzle?
Jason is at 93, 51, and 1.
Jason Powers. Stop right there. He's leading. My main man. Okay? My main man is 73rd on that list. 73rd. Now, there's 250 guys. Now, I'm not trying 73 is one.
No, but I mean, against industry experts, I'll take that.
That just goes to show you.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm like 109 or something. Because there's a big difference between where you are 73rd. You might actually be higher than that. But if you lose, I mean, there's so many guys picking that, you know, if you're 5 games back in that thing, you're gone. You're done. But I've crawled back a little bit. I'm at like 109 or 112 or something like that.
Which isn't that shabby.
Which is not that bad. So that means we kind of know what we're talking about here. We'd love for you to join the fun. But if you don't want to like and subscribe, well, poo on you.
Can't force you to.
I'm going to poop in your Thanksgiving basket here.
And your cornucopia is going to be extra smelly this year.
And you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you right now because, but we enjoy watching you watch Usher.
Usher? What? Usher has nothing to do with it.
I can't pronounce anything this day.
Thanks for joining us on NFL Weekly Predictions. Hail to the football team. We will see you next week, guys.
Peace.